Russia have become strong more than ever, but why so? Well, it's been for some times now that the USA feel threatened by the Russia Federal. Therefore, they've been trying to look for something good, something that will give them an opportunity in order for them to fight Russia until when Ukraine shows up as their candidate. Yes, you heard me correct. They had to use Ukraine as their battlefield by pushing Russia to attack Ukraine in order for them to come in the defensive of Ukraine. Now, their mission was to make sure that they finish Russia once for all in order for them to continue reigning as they will always do time to time. Now, when Putin invaded Ukraine, they were like, wow, this is the right moment. Let us take this opportunity to close all his assets. Let us close all his international reserve banks. Let us put sanction on him so that his hands will be tied and will be able to finish him once for all. That is how they start announcing sanctions against Russia.
Today, I'm authorizing additional strong sanctions and new limitations on what can be exported to Russia. This is going to impose severe cost on the Russian economy, both immediately and over time. We have purposely designed these sanctions to maximize the long-term impact on Russia and to minimize the impact on the United States and our allies.
After US with NATO, they had announced all these sanctions and froze up more than 360 billion US dollar in the Russia International Reserve Banks. For them, they were like, wow, we managed to do it. So now Russia is not going to move that much, because they did indeed believe that it was all matter of time. Russia is going to disappear from the international market, is going to disappear from the international organizations. It is going to lose its positions as it was known as the powerful nation around the world. In other words, they were more sure that they are going to finish up with Russia that easy. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Russia have become stronger more than ever. Russia, they have become that powerful nation that the US, they've become even afraid to deal with, because things are not going well as they planned. They end up realizing that they have spent a lot of money already, billions and billions of US dollar, yet the war in Ukraine is not finishing and Russia is not being defeated. Russia is still standing on their feet without having the help of any other countries. But how possible is it that a country which is under sanctions, what are the secrets that is making Russia to becoming even more stronger? Instead of Russia quitting on the Ukraine invasions and beg the US with NATO to leave them alone, they are becoming even more stronger, and now they're kind of like putting trouble in their mountain, because US with its politicians, they are now afraid because they don't know what will happen tomorrow. Their failure over Russia, it had really exposed them around the world, and every countries, they have understood that now it is about time to see things in a different ways. These people are not that powerful as we thought, because they find a challenger who's there and is busy exposing them. We all know when US get to impose their sanction on a country, what that country can become, whether it is economically, whether it is the stability of that country. We all know how this country, they can get to suffer because of what they call one currency of the US dollar. They just make sure that they coin you a little bit over there, and then you get stuck in everything, whether you have to trade with other countries, whether you have to run business, or whether it is about investors, they will run away from your country. But why this is not the case with Russia, by the way? Because Russia supposed also to be experiencing the same problem, but why that did not succeed with them? Here are the facts. Before everything gets to start in Ukraine, Russia, they were clever enough to prepare themselves. They prepare their monetary currencies. They make sure that it has that value. They reject the US dollar long time ago. They make sure that when you come there with US dollar, it does not have that value as it has in your country. They did prepare their military, of course also the people of Russia, because in most of the cases when this kind of things happen, if you as a leader who's running that country, if you don't have the support of your people, then you'll be useless. They're never gonna support you. Even companies and investors who are in your country, they'll run away immediately. But that was not the case with Russia. From the moment when the US had announced these sanctions against Russia, what President Putin did was to make sure that he keep all his investors who are inside Russia and those who are outside Russia. But also, he did that by reducing the tax for all these companies. He made sure that the rate of the tax that these companies they were paying time to time, he had reduced them. Secondly, he went on and gave a loan to all small business in Russia. Thirdly, the government of Russia went and tried to invest in all the companies which was not doing good financially by giving them a loan with a low rate so that these companies they can even try to work hard. After then, he makes sure that he keep his friendship with his alliance so that they don't give him problems, so that they will always have his back. And when we're talking about his alliance, we see countries such as South Africa, China, India, Brasilia, and a couple of countries around the world which are not in a good relationship with America. These countries, they are alliance to Russia and they have vowed to remain loyal, and that is the reason why they get to do their business among themselves. They trade together and they don't need to use US dollar. Now, above all this, Putin makes sure that he increase the salary of his militaries and all the officials who are working for the government. He makes sure that no one should not complain, no one should not go and strike, because he needs the support of all these people. With all this strategy that Putin had applied, it had made the Western become even more nervous, especially USA. They've become so desperate. Guys, you know what desperate people always do? When someone is desperate, they do crazy things each and every time. And that is how you see them motivating NATO to go and start corrupting all the neighboring countries to Russia so that they should come and join NATO. And this was one of the traps that Putin had put for NATO so that they will end up falling in it. Because remember, when Putin invade Ukraine, one of his reasons was to say that I'm here to protect Russia from NATO because NATO want to come and take over Ukraine. So when he was busy saying all this, no one believed him, because NATO, they were also busy doing the campaign, making Russia look like they're trying to interfere another country business by violating their sovereignty. But today, from the way things are standing, they're more secret anymore, because they had managed even to get Finland to join NATO, and President Biden even make a mockery over Putin.
Today, NATO leaders took the historic decision to invite Finland and Sweden to become members of NATO.
Putin was looking for the Finlandization of Europe. You're going to get the NATOization of Europe.
They did not stop there, because their mission was not to have only Finland and Poland to join NATO's. Instead, their mission was to make sure that they surround Russia with NATO countries in order for them to take control of Russia. And now they are about to make Ukraine sign papers. That is where Russia is going to fight with everything that they have, because this is the trap that Putin had put for them. NATO is calling for the global war, and Putin feels like they are so ready to do so, because so far it is only Putin against NATO countries. Putin alliance, they have not started responding. And guys, trust me, from the way things are standing at the moment, according to my understanding or according to my analysis, if Ukraine managed to join in NATO, Russia, they are going to spawn in a very hard way that the world never experienced since this conflict had started. Did you guys saw what Russia did to Ukraine as they were having those NATO meetings? So each and every time when Ukraine is trying to negotiate, they are entering in the NATO countries, Putin have to respond, because that is where it's sitting. And according to many analysis out there, there is no any chance that Putin with Russia, they will be defeated anytime soon, because they had managed to survive after all these sanctions that they had imposed on them. They managed to survive on their own without the help of any other nations. Now that Russia and BRICS countries, they are up to bring their new currency in 7 days, which will be announced in exchange of gold. Now tell me, how will Russia be able to let go of this wonderful opportunity that can make them shine on top of the mountain? So these are the things that are making Russia to become stronger more than ever. On the other side, there is fire in the mountain, because there is now different opinions in America. Those who had suggested for Biden administration to not attack Russia, they are now coming out in their numbers saying that you are spending a lot of money and yet you could not even be able to win the fight against Russia as it was planned. And these politicians, they are even afraid because they don't know what Russia can do tomorrow to the US. I can totally agree also on that one, because remember, Russia is not just like any small nation out there. With everything that they've been going through, with everything that the US they had managed to do to them, if they manage to survive until the end, obviously they'll have to make something in return to make the US feel also the same pain that they've been going through. Russia have become stronger more than ever. We shall wait for how long will this continue, and we shall wait and see how long this war will last in Ukraine. We shall wait also and see how long the USA will keep on holding in order for them to win this battle against Russia. As for us, we are only observing, and we are here to give you our best analysis in everything that is happening in all this drama that we get to see around the world. Thank you so much for watching this video up now. It was very important that we get to share this message with you. Please do me a favor before you leave. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Give me your thumbs up so that it will help us to reach even a big audience out there who need to know exactly what is happening around the world. For now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon. Ciao, ciao.